Hello there, and welcome to the Reflection Show with me, Martha Inspired. Many times we see our aged parents, our elderly parents being unwell, and sometimes we have to skip school, our jobs, ask for permission from the workplace just to stay with them. And sometimes these circumstances even create issues in families because who is supposed to quit their job to stay at home to take care of mommy, grandpa, or granddad? But there is a way that you and I can still take care of our aged parents or even a sick child or a sick spouse without necessarily losing your job. Have you heard about home care? That is one thing that all of us should pay attention to. Home care is necessary to help our sick or unwell relatives get well anytime they are unwell, so that we can also have the mind, that sound mind, to focus on the jobs or other things we do that brings us money. I am Martha Inspired. When we are back, we will delve into this conversation. Stay tuned.
My name is Kezapuma Esayu. When I read, I feel proud. I know I can become anything in the future. Thank you. My name is Mustafa Mufida. Reading helps me understand my lessons better and improves my spelling.
My name is Ahmed Nadra. I am in Basic 6. Reading is the foundation of education. A child who learns to read gains knowledge and confidence.
My name is Alhassan Mafwa. Before joining the reading clinic, I was shy to read in class. Now I can read confidently. Thank you.
Welcome back from the break. Today's conversation, I have two nurses here. They are all palliative nurse care specialists. I hope I have got that correct. They'll be helping us to understand home care for our sick relatives. And sometimes it's very disheartening when you have a relative who is sick and the father has to go to go to work, mother has to go to, other siblings has to go to work. And it's now about who will have to stay home and look after the person and all that. But there is a remedy to still take care of your families, and still go to work and get the money. Because having to treat yourselves or your family who are unwell is quite expensive. So if you quit your job now, what happens? But you can still have a job and get to pay a palliative nurse care specialist. Thank you so much for joining me, Madam Margaret and Madam Evelyn.
Thank you for having us.
So let me start with you. When we talk about home care, what is it all about?
So home care, in simple terms, would be any professional care that you give to anyone at home, be it in the form of bathing, cleaning, running errands, or even just company. That is home care.
Okay.
Given to you in your home.
Okay. At what point should one think of home care, or who is, should I say, required, or at what point is it necessary to seek for home care?
So once you have anyone who needs some form of help that professionally you don't have that, or you don't have time or other resources, but you can seek help from others who have time, who have that skill to help you at home, then that person qualifies for home care. So in the case of, say, a sick person who probably cannot take his bath, and you need someone to help bath your sick patient at home, then that will be care for that person at home.
Okay. Madam Evelyn, why is one advised mostly to seek for home care professionals instead of just relatives?
So, as you already mentioned, these are things provided by and called by professional healthcare providers. So they understand your condition, they understand what you're going through, and they're able to do the needed assessment that the patient will require
so that they can provide that needed home care for the patient. But home care, we want the patient to heal, to recover from their illness, and also to manage their condition, say a chronic condition that the patient is having. You want that patient to be able to manage that whilst being at the comfort of his or her home, having that independence to move around. Yes.
So I see that first we used to focus on the aged, but now we have even young people or even children that need home care services. Now, why do you think that some people do not want to patronize home care? Apart from the finances, sometimes people are afraid of the people that come in to take care of their wards. So in a nutshell, I'm just asking importance of home care services to the sick.
Okay, so sometimes based on the settings that we are, people, let's say those with conditions that are advanced, they don't want to see their patients dying at home, so to say. So they prefer the patient to be at the hospital. Okay, so because of sometimes with the myths surrounding the home care and other things, people don't really understand what
are the myths. Take us through some of the myths.
Yeah. So sometimes they feel that maybe it's expensive, or they feel that it's not here that is so common in Tamale here. When you go to, let's say, Accra or Kumasi, home care is going on very well there. Yeah. And people feel that home care is some kind of foreign term.
Yes, because we hear most times home care, foreign lands, they even look for nurses to even go there.
Yeah, but it's something that can be practiced. Even if you are in the village, you can be practiced there. So what home care seeks to do is to let the patient feel more comfortable at his or her home. The environment that he or she is comfortable with. You are in your environment, you understand your environment, you know your environment, you can move freely in your environment. So home care seeks to provide that kind of comfort. And also in your initial state where you talked about when somebody is working and has to leave job and all that, you see, it's sometimes difficult to get that permission to leave your work to come and be sitting at home taking care of your sick patient or sick relative. And then you have to also work to get the money to fit some
pay for the medication.
Yes, pay for the medication or all that. Yeah, and if you are sitting at home and you are not, I don't think anybody might come to just dash you money like that. So that is how that is why the home care will come in to offer the needed support.
Okay. Yes. But Margaret, at what point does one realize that they need home care, or at what point is it required to have a home care for your relative who is sick?
Yeah, so at the point that you don't have the skill, you don't have the time to offer help to the patient, the aged at home, I think at that point you need, support from, professionals who have been trained, to offer help. So if you have, say, a sick person and you need to give an injection, say, every day, and your house is far away from the nearest clinic, the transportation or the discomfort of having to carry the patient to the clinic each day for just an injection, a nurse can visit you at home to give that same injection. So it saves you the time.
Yes. So is it that you necessarily need a nurse to be there with you from morning to evening, or you have a nurse who comes in when it's necessary?
So there are many models, and it will be according to what the family can afford.
Okay.
So if you want a nurse for
models,
so if you want a nurse for 24/7, you want someone to be there 24/7. Certainly, that cannot be a one-person job also. So they have to run shifts. So you have the nurse there probably watching the patient, giving medication, bathing, turning him, helping him to walk around, helping him to exercise, run a few errands for you, and even just companionship, talking with the patient in the absence of what the other family caregivers. So if you want a 24/7 model, or it's just that you want the nurses to come there for specific roles. So there's a patient has a wound and it is probably supposed to be dressed every other day. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Then the nurse comes to dress your wound for you. Or no one is at home, but there's a sick person like my colleague was saying, you have to go to work. You can't be taking permission from your work all the time just because you have someone who is sick at home. So whilst you are away at work, then there's a nurse, kind of a companion
who
with
can
your
even
patient.
respond to emergency medical
Exactly.
situation. Even take the relative for hospital visits.
Oh yes,
if you have to.
yes. So if you have routine checkups at the hospital, the home care nurse can come and take your patient whilst you are away, or if you want to be there, both of you send the patient to the hospital for the review and bring the patient back. So the model will just have to be a conversation between the nurse and the family on how you want it.
Is it also a conversation with the medical needs of the patient? Because some medication, some health conditions may not need necessarily to be around all the time.
Exactly.
Yes, you have to take that into consideration. Like I said earlier, you have to understand what exactly the patient is going through. But if you don't know what you are going to do, you won't be able to do anything. You have to plan even before you go for that home visit. And you need to know what condition the patient is having so that you put in the necessary plan, because you need to gather logistics and all that so that you can be able to care for the patient at home.
And probably to even understand the duration. Are you going to be there for 6 months, first, for 3 months, or okay? So, which kind or type of nurse is qualified for home care?
So I think that's where sometimes we want to be a bit lenient. So for home care, you need a professional. The basic nursing skills, the home care giver will have to have that. But of course, there are other specialized, services that palliative care nurses, we are trained to offer that. And so if you want plus specialized care, then the best person will be the palliative care nurse to offer that help. Specialized care in the form of even psychological care,
So
spiritual
palliative
care and all that.
palliative care nurses are trained specifically. Not specifically, but
They've
the
been
primary
trained. Oh, yes.
role
Yeah.
is home care.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
part of our training because most of the time, most of our patients are being discharged home when they are not 100% cured of their condition and they can't be at the hospital, so they need to be at home. So it's part of our training to provide home care if they need be. But you have to have the discussion with the patient and the relative. Are they willing to accept, because there have to be terms and conditions. Of course, it's not going to be free. And we have to get other things. And you might also need other health professionals involved. You might need a dietitian, you might need a the physiotherapist, you might need a pharmacist to help you to plan some medication, you might need a social service workers, you might need a whole lot of people to help you in that regard.
Okay. So as a palliative health care nurse, so this conversation may also be for maybe nurses who are coming up that some may even be hearing this for the first time, even though they are nurses, kind of. And so I want us to have this conversation in twofold. So one, as a nurse who is just starting, maybe you're just in your first, second year, why should they probably look at choosing palliative health care as a site to specialize?
Well, okay, so palliative care, the goal or the main aim of palliative care is to provide quality of life for a patient and then the patient's family. So palliative care has to do with taking care of patients whose conditions are serious, call it life-threatening or life-limiting. So meaning the patient will have that condition for a very long time, not like probably a malaria that after I take 3 doses, I should be well. So it's just say less than a week and you are well. For serious illness, it's going to be with you maybe for the rest of your life. So if you will have a condition for the rest of your life, it means that you will need a lot of support because it will limit you, in your normal activities, as a person. It's either you are not able to go to work, you can't do certain activities of daily living for yourself again. And so if you need that support, then you need somebody who has the skill to help you. Now you can't help yourself. You shouldn't go for anybody who doesn't have the skill. Like my colleague said, first of all, understanding the condition, what to expect. What are some of the symptoms that you think that, okay, because I have, say, a cancer, these are the symptoms I would expect that will come. And if they come, how do I manage them? So the nurse in this case will help you manage these symptoms whilst at home, can help you come to the hospital when there's a need to come for a review, buy you medications if they need be, administer the medications. If you have wounds, they dress them, they clean you, they turn you for those who can't move, feed you if you can't feed and all that. And of course, it works like a teamwork.
Okay.
So where you need the services of other health professionals, like she mentioned, you need a dietitian to come and help plan your diet. Then the dietitian too can always be, consulted to bring his or her input in your care. Overall, is a nurse that is kind of the in charge.
Okay.
That is taking care of you. So you will have to even understand these
So
other.
it's like your nurse is your manager.
Yes.
Yes.
Managing your illness
managing your
at home.
health. But your nurse can share appointments with, let's say, psychologists and other specialists.
Even the medical doctor can be included or involved.
Okay.
Because you might discover a new symptom or something you need to discuss with the medical doctor. So you can equally involve the medical doctor too.
Okay. Okay. Now, do we have those services in the hospitals? Or it's just for a brief period as you are in the hospital?
So when you are in the hospital,
That's
it's a whole package.
Okay.
So whilst you are in the hospital, you are under the care of what? The doctor and the nurse and then the others. So whatever care you need is provided. Ideally, that should be it. Once you are in the hospital, you are under the care of the nurse and the doctor.
Okay.
It's after you have been discharged that the nurse and the doctor cannot come to your home. But there are certain things that you still want to be done to you, or you will still need that a professional has to do them. And so that is where that service is needed, or you will need that service.
For a family looking for a home care specialist, what should they look out for before choosing?
Okay, so I think they have to also understand what the patient is going through. They have to understand the patient condition. And for they themselves, I also feel that they have to understand the situation that we are in. Are they able to provide the needed care that the patient needs, or they can't? So if they put all this into consideration, they realize that, no, the condition this our relative is having, we need to seek support from outside. Then they have to seek that support. And they are not just going to pick any nurse from anywhere. They have to also do a consultation to get the best nurse that they can find, like somebody that have gone for more advanced training. Because you can get a nurse, because there are a lot of nurses around who have just completed and they need work. But are they able to provide the needed care that the patient will need? So you have to put all that into consideration. Well, you need somebody that has that advanced training, advanced knowledge, so that in case they are in the home care, when the patient suddenly develops an emergency, are they able to even detect that what the patient is going through is an emergency? Are they going to sit down and be waiting for the relatives to come back, or they are going to act? They're going to be proactive and act so that they save the patient. So they have to put all this into consideration before they now seek for the home care. And of course, they also need to understand what the home care is all about. So we have to tell them what the home, this and this going to the home care. And of course, as we said earlier, it's not going to be free. So we have to make that clear for them. So that
the way you keep mentioning, it's not going to be free.
So we want them to know that home care is there, but it's
who
not
determines the payment? Is it the nurse or the family?
I think this will be a conversation between,
because it's a service that the nurse is giving.
providing.
And so if I'm giving a service, I should have my charge. But then there can be a discussion regarding the charge.
Okay. I like the fact you mentioned that we have a lot of nurses now who are at home awaiting posting. I have a mother who is in the house who is not, will have to go to work all the time. Can I just approach one of these nurses to do that for me? And even if they are willing to do that, what should I a learned person put into consideration before? Maybe, I mean, Tamale, I think now, how many are you in palliative?
So we are 3.
You are now the whole northern region, right?
Yes.
Yeah, first it was just you. So I'm not sure if 10 families should even call you.
It still is not enough.
It's still not enough.
Yeah.
So if a family needs you but you're not available and they still just want to make do of what is available, what should they require? Can they say go for more training? Can they call you to give the person a bit of more training, pay you one time you go because you don't have time? Because I am the one that is needing the service. Okay. So I also have to pay attention to the person coming to take care of my relative. So what should I look out for if the person is not an already palliative care nurse specialist?
So I think at the hospital level, you can have these discussions with your doctor. So the doctor knows who the right nurse is that can give you home care.
Okay.
So the doctor who attends to you, probably you were on admission and you are being discharged, you can have that conversation with the doctor. And I think that the doctor can lead you to a right nurse. Because it depends, like we said, on what the care the patient will need at home. If it is just company you want in your absence, that you go to work and you don't want your sick parent to just be alone. Someone is around when she needs water and cannot pick, then the person picks water. That is care. So if it is just that one, you don't really need to be a professional nurse.
Okay.
You can't even pick anyone can do it. But where we now have some specific skills that,
like,
unless
take medications at 8 a.m.
names of medications and all, so that someone is not giving paracetamol maybe at 8 a.m. when you should have given it at 2 p.m. So someone who has understanding of your condition and then what to do for you. So you will have to discuss that, like I said, with your primary physician on what you want at home. And because your primary physician too has been seeing you, can also anticipate what you will need at home and then can recommend. So if it is just for the basics that maybe a first year even nursing student can do, why not? Okay. But if it is advanced, then you will need someone to with advanced skills.
But also, I think that even if you are going for let's say somebody who have just completed, a nursing student that have just completed, but you also need to have a discussion with her. You have to let her know what your expectations are. What do you exactly want her to do for your patient? So I think with that, she can pick from there. If she's able to do it, then fine, she will continue. If she's not able, maybe she might also call her colleagues or something to discuss with them and see.
I saw a story a few weeks ago where a lady was almost at the verge of losing her marriage because her husband's mother is not well, and the husband is insisting she should quit her job and take care of his mother. And she is saying that the husband also has sisters. Why can't the sisters take care of their mother? And it was a challenge you don't care for, me, that kind of thing. Then a lady came to comment about how she is a nurse by profession and her husband's mother is also unwell. And they have made her an automatic home care specialist. That sometimes she even has to be late from work and all that just to take care of the mother-in-law. I want us to look at these two instances. First, starting from you are a professional nurse in a family. What should be done? What conversations can you have? Because I don't just assume that, hey, my wife is a nurse, so my wife should take care of my of anybody in my family who is not well. If you don't have the required expertise, how do you go about it so that people will? Because Ghana, we think every nurse is a nurse. So maybe if she comes to say, oh, I'm not a palliative care specialist, they are going to feel like she doesn't want to do that. So on that perspective, what should nurses who are automatically forced into home care for relative do? And what should relatives who have relatives not well do without having to force another party to resign from their job, to create these things? What should they do?
So you see, with home care, like you said, if you force someone to do home care, the person will not do it well. For instance, if the patient there has, issues regarding even moving of his bowels, he can't walk to the washroom to use the toilet, meaning he will do it on, say, a diaper. And you are forcing me to pick it, I will not pick it well. But if you are giving it to me as a job, I will pick it well. I think that is the difference. That it is given to me as a job, I'll pick it well. But you are forcing me to pick it.
And
there might
emotionally guilt trapping me. Oh, that's your mother-in-law. That's this.
So when it comes to family issues, I want to restrain a little.
Yeah.
Because if it's family, you might say that, okay, you should be comfortable picking it. For whatever reasons you are not comfortable picking it, I think that should be personal. So, but like I'm saying, if you are forced to do it, you may not do it well. And then the scenario you have given where she's now going to work late, certainly that is affecting her at work. So if you are going to work late and then they are querying you, they can sack you and all that, that will affect you too in person. So the family has to balance it. If indeed we need this care for our sick relative,
you can contribute and get the nurse
to cater for your sick patient. I think that will be more convenient for both parties than to force the other to do it, and then you are doing it having problems at work and they're not happy at home as well.
I think they can share the responsibility so that if I'm here at this period of time and there are other family members that I think they can equally help, I think we should just have a conversation, a family meeting to discuss all these things so that I'm not just the only person. Of course, she has her other children around who might also be willing to help or who can also equally help. And we are all working. We need to have the conversation so that we see how we can strategize or arrange. So that if I'm here at this period of time, when it's time I go to my work, then this person also comes to take over from me. I think if we see that balance and work well with it, there shouldn't be any problem with that.
And just like you mentioned, especially when it's not, it doesn't have to do, maybe the person can go to the washroom themselves and come back. It's, it shouldn't be. But some people, even if it is not about people messing themselves up, once it's not a job, they won't be able to open up their hearts to do it well. So I think it's more about people being able to open up their hearts to do some of these as they actually want to do from their heart. Now, also back to the nurses who just completed school and all that. It's like some of them, in a way to look for jobs to sustain themselves, tell people, I'm available to do this, I'm available to do that. Maybe to me, the patient or the one that needs the help, it may not be a problem, but is it a problem medically, or maybe the medical, or even if you are officially working, let me say, with a government hospital, and you want to do that full time, is that possible? Do you have to resign? Do you have to, or you have to tell them that I can only be available this time and this time? How does that work?
So for the student, the new nurses say who are not yet employed and all that, for me, I will not say no, they can't do it. They can give basic home care. When it's a bit advanced, that they will need maybe some support, need a senior person, someone with experience in that, regards to offer them support with knowledge or even how to go about certain challenges that, they may meet. So for a newly qualified nurse, like we rightly said, it also depends on what the patient at home needs. If it's a bit advanced, that newly nurse may not have that skill, that experience to give you that service. But if it's just the basics, she may be able to do it, and she can also do certain things under guidance. But if it has to do with resigning from your work also to do home care like a full-time job, that's also possible, depending on the demand you have. But if it's just, for example, in Tamale, where one person calls you maybe in 1 month, in the next 3 months, another one person, that cannot be a full-time job. So certainly that can be a part-time job for you at your full time, to give that service.
Okay. I want us to take a break, and then when we are back, we delve into more. Stay tuned.
My name is Kezapuma Esaibu. When I read, I feel proud. I know I can become anything in the future. Thank you. My name is Mustafa Mufida. Reading helps me understand my lessons better and improves my spelling.
My name is Ahmed Nadra. I am in Basic 6. Reading is the foundation of education. A child who learns to read gains knowledge and confidence.
My name is Al-Hassan Mafwa. Before joining the reading clinic, I was shy to read in class. Now I can read confidently. Thank you.
Welcome back from the break. Today's conversation is very interesting. You see, most times I feel like we just create issues for ourselves. And you see families fighting, families having issues here and there, when it could just be solved with money. Once you have money, you can just get 3 nurses. Somebody will come morning, afternoon, evening. Then you have a night, home care with you for your sibling or your relative who is unwell. And you can also have the peace of mind. Even if you're at work, you could even make a call, if it's a video call, to check on your relative who is unwell. But there are some misconceptions about, home care and the nurses. Let's go through that. Let me come to you on that. What are some of the myths? I think one of the things is, for me, are security concerns. So you are leaving your mother, your father, your auntie all alone home with a stranger. What if somebody, I'll be seeing movies, somebody pays them to poison? You've seen, the medications and what. So security concerns, what should we look out for?
Yeah, it's true. Somebody can equally do that. But one thing we have to understand is that with nurses, we are working with a professional standard. So whatever you do, if you go to a person's home and you do something, they can go and report you. And when they report you, your license can be taken away from you. And we as nurses, per our basic training, we are trained to be able to use the environment of the patient to help in their recovery.
Okay.
Yes. So if you go to an environment and you see certain things that you are supposed to use for the patient recovery, and you think that because they are not washing, you want to pick, that is going to go against you. And also talking about myths, sometimes people feel that it's expensive, but that is something you have to have a conversation with the care provider so that you discuss. I might give my price, we can negotiate about it. And then sometimes people feel that the settings that we are opening your home, there are some cultural things that have to come into play here. So some of these things prevent people from seeking home care. And for the fact that in Tamil here, it's not so common. People are not really aware about home care. They feel that when they are sick, the only place to go is the hospital or the CHIP compound or other places. But the home care is something that can be made possible if we follow it up. So I'll let my colleague continue.
Okay, so regarding the safety and then safety issues, mentioning if you send a nurse at home and then you come back and some poisoning and whatever. So that's why I advise that you even start that conversation with your physician, the primary physician, the one who saw you from the beginning.
Okay.
They'll be able to recommend. And when they recommend a nurse, certainly the nurse is already working somewhere. You can always take, the data of this person. It's kind of a contract you are entering into with a nurse, and these terms will be, spelled out. That this is what you are supposed to do in my house. This is the places you can go and cannot go. When we don't find you, this is where we can find you. Contact tracing and all that. So because even before you come to my house, certainly, even as an individual, I will want to know who is coming to my house. I want to know where you stay. Ordinarily we employ people to work in our home. Say I want someone to do gardening around. I want to know where you stay, who are your friends and all that, because of things like that. So that if I suspect you of something, I know who to ask, and then I can escalate it to the police and all that. And she like my colleague rightly said, if you are caught, your license is going to be taken away. You want your license taken away because of just one service you are probably providing, for a family. But in advanced places, and I know eventually, as we have started here, that will come soon, there can be agencies that you can contact to give you a nurse. And so nurses will register under an agency, and this agency would have been registered, have their certification and all that. So you pass through the agency and they give you a nurse, like we have with the other security services. If you want a security for your office or your home, you go to the agency and they give you. So you are dealing with the agency now, not the individual.
So if anything happens, you just deal with the agency.
Yes, you deal with the agency.
You report. Let's look at some. Can a nurse reject a job because of the health condition? So let's say autism, cancer, kidney, those kind of things.
Maybe if not reject per se, but if for her, if she feels that she's not capable or she's not having the needed skills to take care of this particular person, it will be appropriate for her to tell you the truth, be honest with you. You have to be honest and be truthful. You have to be open. If not, you might go and do something little and it will come against you. So not necessarily rejecting, but you just have to let them know that because of so and so, because of the condition, I'm not able to do this and that. So let me just confer with my colleagues, or let me refer you to a different person who I think might be able to help you. I think that is one of the ways to go about it.
Let me give a typical example of this. So let's say a patient at home is immobile, which means that you will need a nurse picking him probably from bed to sit on a wheelchair, move him around and all that. And this nurse you are asking probably also is even a sick person with waist problem. You can't pick your patient. So genuinely,
the person may not even be sick. I'll just be a young girl who doesn't have that
strength to pick. So genuinely, she can just say, this one I can't do. I think that's, like she says, truth. It's more truthful than, okay, I will do. Then you are away and I don't do it at all. I only wait probably when I see you coming and I try doing something, to represent something.
It will cause more harm than good.
So if indeed your skill, your strength can permit you to offer that service, being sincere will just be fine.
Okay. Now, when we talk about home care again, let's narrow it down to Tamale. Before it was just you, now you are 3. How is the education and the acceptance like now?
It's ongoing.
Okay.
It's gradual. We have a term we use. We take a day at a time. So we take the period as a time. It's not moving out fast, but I think people are getting to know what palliative is all about, and people are beginning to accept it. Just that it's slow. Because when you talk of palliative, people think that you are talking about the person is just about dying right now. But there is more to palliative than
so
that.
So if I have malaria and I need a home care nurse,
yes, the person can come.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it could also be just for a week. I need a nurse for a week just to take care of me. Maybe like you said, buy me food, So maybe you are a bachelor, you are a spinster, you are living alone. And I remember sometimes I had typhoid. Oh my goodness, I was going to die. It's the sickness that makes you feel like you are going to die. And you become very weak. You can't even eat. You keep vomiting. Like, it makes you very vulnerable. So please, you don't have to have cancer, kidney, autism. You don't need to have all those. Even if you have malaria and maybe for some 3 days, 1 week, you are not even able to even do something for yourself. Try as much as possible. You can get in touch with a home care nurse. And the issue most times I have realized is that because you are unwell, you are not able to eat well and take your medications. So the only thing they'll eat is to take tea, or still take Indomie, or still take, something just to be able to take their medication. But if you have a home care nurse, person can even go out there and get you good food. Because you can't even go out because you are very, so sick. So it's for everybody.
It could be something that you can just call the person on the phone just to discuss. This is what I'm going through. Can you just advise me on what to do? I'll just tell you on the phone, not necessarily coming even to them.
So it's more like a personal health manager.
Sure. You want to feel comfort in your home, and you feel that the hospital is so congested or there are a lot of machines that you are even afraid. You want to be at your home to feel that comfort that you want. So home care can be something that you can look at.
So is it that you can also have a home care specialist all your life? Any small thing you call, I have headache, I have this, or that's like having a doctor? Because I'm asking because you mentioned you could even call the person on phone.
Okay, yes, you can have that. So you see, the home care will have, like you said, when you go, you are not just like an errand person as such, but because of this, the training and skill you have, you are able to assess the patient. So if I assess patient and I think that what you are experiencing, we need to see a doctor. We need to see, this other person for their inputs. What you are having, I can't manage it at home. It can be managed better at the hospital. So per my skill, you see that I'm offering you that advice. Let's go to the hospital. We can get better care there. We can get, a permanent solution to that problem. So you now go to the hospital, you get that permanent solution. And because you can't be in the hospital, so probably the disease is completely cured. Then at a point that we think at home it can be managed, you are discharged home, and then the care continues at your home.
Okay. Now, not every family may have the financial capacity, no matter how small, even if it is 1,000 cedis a month, some may not be able to afford it. Two, some can afford it, but may not have access to even a nurse around. What should every relative know when it comes to basic health care? If you have a relative at home, your mom or even a child who is unwell, sometimes you have your siblings who are not well for a few days, maybe malaria, like I mentioned, typhoid and things, and sometimes it's like there's a certain level of care that we need to give, but we don't give because we feel like it's just malaria, just take your medications, you'll be fine. But maybe, so what should we know? Just like how we are taught basic safety kits, when the fire happens, do this, tidbit. What should we know as a tidbit to be home care just to the nearest person before we even get the professionals? What should the individual know?
So the basic thing to know here is that for home care, it doesn't matter the duration of the care. If you want a short, that can be given. If it's for a long term, that can also be given. So, but basically, you, the family or say friend or whoever is with the patient, the basic thing for you to think that at this point I'll need home care is when you lack the skill, the strength, and the time.
Okay.
I think these three:
the skill, the strength,
and the time. So you could have the money, but you don't have the skill to care for the person. You have the money, but you don't have the time to do that. Or you don't have the strength, like we mentioned, you are a young girl and you are probably going to be lifting some heavy patient at home. So if you are the family and you don't have these three, it certainly means that you need help.
Yeah.
Because the patient is sick. So you ask for that help. So those are for me the basic things that if at that point you think you can't offer that to your patient, then you need to bring in someone who helps give home care at home.
Okay. Now, at home, does the home environment adapt to the patient's healing?
Yes, it does. In fact,
how should we keep the environment for our...
It creates a very big part in the patient healing. Like I said earlier on, nursing is using the patient's environment to help in the recovery of the patient. So the patient home plays a very important part in the patient's care. So when you get into the home of the patient, for instance, when we came in, the first thing we do is to look around to see. You see, your eyes will just look at something. You are assessing the patient environment outside, even before you get inside. Well, you have to consider the condition of the patient, where the patient is staying. Is the patient freely to move around? Is the floor slippery that the patient can easily fall? Is the patient on top of the story building that you may need to adjust to bring the patient down? So the environment plays a very important part in the home care. Because if the patient is in a place that he's not able to move around, the environment is not clean, there are no adequate light supply, there's no even water supply system even close by, even toilet facility. These are all things that are important in the recovery of the patient. And you need to assess all these things even before you plan or you start the home care.
Okay.
And so it's very important in the home care.
Okay. Home care is just like the name says, home. So it's done in the home, it's done in your house. The nurses or the specialists come to you and they offer the services. If they are doing something that you feel like they should do better, you have the opportunity to communicate with them. They are like it's like your ambulance in the house, your fire service in the house. When anything is going wrong, the first person for you to call is the nurse living with you. Now, there are lots of misconceptions. They have mentioned some of them, but one of the things that I want to clearly take out from our minds when it comes to these things is that they are not our helps or our mates. They are there to provide services. There are times that we see nurses in homes helping them, and they have to cook, clean, wash, do things for them, especially maybe when the patient is sleeping. Oh, can you do this for me? And things that are not in their work or job description, they are doing it. So the nurse is supposed to be there to take care of your sick relative. It's not your family doctor. And at the end of the day, everybody in the house is sick. They'll be like, oh, nurse, my head. And you are expecting the nurse to recommend, something for everybody in the house. It's not, unless you are increasing their salary. But I'm just adding this for us to know that they also deserve some level of respect when they're working for us in our homes. Let's treat them as professionals, because it's through their hands that our relatives can be fine, our relatives can be healed as well. So I would like us to take our final words on everything or all the conversation that we've had. Let me start with you, Madam Evelyn.
Home care is possible, even though it's not so common in Tamale here. It's something that we can start, at least with everything. You take the first step and then you move on. So it's possible, and we are always available. If they need be, you can call upon us. When you are at the hospital and you are discharged and you need that home care, we can have that conversation on what you are expecting of us and what we are expected of you. So home care is possible.
Home care is possible.
My take home for your audience is home care, you see, helps decongest our hospitals so that we don't have every little condition we run into the hospitals. If it can be taken care of in the home, then we do it there. And it's not that costly as people probably imagine that it is. It's not
as costly, dear. You have to get the Vim one day and tell us the price. Probably keep hearing it's not costly.
Yes, home care for me is not costly because the time it saves you. If you are a worker, the time it saves you. You can't afford to quit your job for probably the amounts you want to pay for help. So it's cheap.
It's cheap. Home care is cheap. Home care for my relative who is not well, especially if he's an aged person. Because, like you said, assuming you are busy, you are at work, I need to have the peace of mind to know that my mother, my father is at home and there is a nurse. They only call me when there's an even before they call me, they know they have to rush the person to the hospital before they get to call me. So we are encouraging all of you watching us to patronize home care services for your relatives, especially the aged. It's not just for the treatment or the medication processes, it's also for companionship when they are home all day. Now the TV is not a companionship, so they are watching TV from morning to evening. They will sleep, get up, but sometimes just to get someone to talk to. And in life, emergencies can happen. If there is something happening in the house, now that there are a lot of rains and flooding here and there. Imagine we live in an area. I saw a house at East Legon Pan that was flooded. I'm like, so now no one is safe. You can be living in a mansion, but you can have an emergency. So everyone out there, if you have the opportunity or the chance, patronize the palliative care specialist. Yeah,
Thank you.
palliative care specialist to your home, and they would, make sure that your friends, your family, your relatives, your siblings are all fine. Martha Inspires Foundation, we still asking for your support for all our activities, clothes, shoes, books, everything that we need to support our young children that come to the youth center to read, and also asking for sponsorship and partnership for the Reflection Show. Call us on the numbers on your screen. Facebook, Martha Inspires Foundation. Facebook, The Reflection Show. YouTube, Martha Inspires Official on other social media handles. Martha Inspires on TikTok. Follow us to get to know about the things we do and also learn about how you can support us. Our website, www.marthainspires.org. Get to see all our activities, and we can't wait to have you partner with us. Reach out to a lot of young people and even adults with a wonderful and amazing content that we bring to you every week. Thank you for watching. I am Martha Inspires. Have a good night. Hello there, and welcome to Thoughts from Martha Inspires. Today I want to talk about something that has been a big issue: feminism. A lot of people are misunderstanding feminism. Feminism is not an agenda to fight men. Feminism is not an agenda to disrespect men. We are just looking for equal opportunities. If you have good education, I can have good education even as a girl. Yes, maybe some women have been too extreme with their advocacy on feminism and have said things that are not supposed to be said. That is agreed. But the true idea of feminism is not saying that we are way better than men. We cannot succeed without the help of men, even vice versa. All we are asking for is the girl child to get the same opportunity the boy child gets, not just because she's a girl. So the next time you see someone speaking about feminism, do not be quick to anger and feel like we don't respect men. Understand that we are supposed to consolidate our strength to be able to grow, to become better and make the society better. So dear men, join us. Let's fight and advocate for feminism. Feminism is not an agenda to destroy men. It's not an agenda to cause issues with men. Thank you for watching this episode on Thoughts from Martha Inspires. See you next time.